Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas alongside Johnny Hendricks, Mickey Gall, Mike Jackson, Noad Lahat, Roy Big Country Nelson, Jared Rochelle, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who meets Johnny Hendricks this Saturday night in the main event live on Fox Sports 1. Let's see them abs.
Them abs.
Let's see them.
Yeah, them abs.
Damn, look at that. Look at Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah, I know.
That will shut up all the haters.
Yeah, it's going to shut up a lot of the haters.
The big knock on him in the past has been his wrestling, his takedown defense. He can be exposed on the ground. It happened against Matt Brown, but that was a long time ago. How would you assess his wrestling, and are you going to look to exploit that on Saturday?
You know what? I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Okay.
Hey, I will tell you this. My wrestling can use it two different ways. People are starting to talk about my wrestling. Remember, there for a while, for the last, 4 years, all they've talked about is my knockout power.
Right.
Well, I'm getting that back as well because I'm lifting weights again. And secondly, is that now my wrestling is feared again. Now I can sit there and say, am I going to use it to set up my hands, or am I going to use my hands to set up my wrestling? I can play either one. I don't have to say I'm using my wrestling to set up my hands, because I can use it either way. I have the stand-up ability to use it the other way. So then it's going to keep them on their toes and also me on my toes. You know, because like I said, if I'm thinking wrestling, I'm not thinking punch. But if I think punch, I might not be thinking wrestling. Now I'm starting to blend everything together the way that I need to.
How did I get this lucky? How did I get this lottery ticket? Are you the kind of guy who asks yourself that?
No, I know why I did, because I was, on their show. And I said the right thing. I asked for the right guy. I'd be crazy to say I deserve this, or anyone deserves it more than anyone. There's a million other 1-0 fighters, but anyone who knows me, who trains with me, knows I was going to be here at one point. And if this is the way to get in, this is the way to get in.
Mike Jackson, a fellow media member. I've had the pleasure of covering events alongside you, not that long ago, mind you. Now here you are with your own sign about to fight in a UFC event. This is insane.
How does it feel for you, Ariel, being here in front of me right now with my sign?
It's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing for me, too.
I bet. So what do you know about Diego Rivas? How much you know about him? What are you expecting from him?
Well, I don't expect nothing from him. I expect it from me. Every fight I had in the UFC, win or lose, it was exciting. Nobody can say my fights was boring. I always bring it on, and I always trying to finish. This time I will finish.
So are you worried about Jared dragging you into a sort of...
No, the thing is Jared drags me into, a boring fight. It's going to be a fun, boring fight because, Roy Nelson's in it. So it's always fun and exciting. I mean, the only way the UFC could bottle, the actual fight is that it's that Roy Nelson experience. Sure.
No secret that you were a little criticized after your last win. The fans just didn't think it was the most exciting fight. Do you think that criticism was fair?
Sure. It's tough fighting a 7-foot-tall guy. And at the end of the day, you got to win. If you go out there and try and put on an exciting fight and lose, then you go backwards. I'm trying to go forward. I'm trying to get to be the best, and make some necessary changes to this camp to try and improve on that.
So you've seen the pictures of him, as you mentioned, new nutritionist and all. Do you think though that he's on the decline? Are you catching Johnny at the right time in his career?
No, I don't think that at all. I think he's coming into this fight in better shape than he has ever been. Having his weight on point, and that, like I said, that to me, that's what I want. I want the best Johnny Hendricks. I want to fight the best, and I want to show the UFC and the fans that I'm ready for that next step of competition.
I believe off the top of my head, you are 5-0 in Las Vegas as an MMA fighter. What is it about this place that continues to give you success?
I don't know. I feel comfortable here, man. It's like a second home to me. Spent a lot of time in Vegas. Of course, fighting here for the UFC, and definitely going to be 6-0.
Now, did you have any jitters going into the octagon for this moment, or were you pretty relaxed getting in there?
I had jitters. I always get nervous before fights. I think you're crazy not to, at least for me. But I was working on staying really present and being in the moment, and I felt great in there. I felt amazing. I saw everything. I saw everything. I know, I guess I was, Dana came back and was like, you seem pretty chill. And I was nervous on the inside, but I felt good. So, I'm fighting CM Punk next.
You were really respectful of the two of you, both in the octagon. But what were you saying to each other?
I don't even know. It was like small talk. It was like soccer mom small talk. It was nothing. I respect that dude. He's made himself a superstar. It's a big fight for me. I get to beat up a superstar. That's what I'm gonna do. whenever the fight is.
I think because wrestling was my first love, and it was something, when I was a child, and it became something that's completely different from that. I think I put more pressure on myself in those situations. I don't feel pressure at all. This is just me. Like, if I need to prepare as much as I possibly can, and if I don't prepare enough, I know an ass kicking is waiting for me. So I'm not really feeling any pressure. I'm not really worried about any of the hype.
Oh yeah, we were holding him out. It's just a swollen knee, and yeah, it was just a few strikes, but it's okay, no fractures.
Was it
fractures.
the knee that landed?
Fue la rodilla que tiraste. Yeah, it was the knee that landed. Yeah.
Did you hurt it from the?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you hurt your knee.
Yeah,
From the start. Wow.
By the strike. So
I love my right knee.
It was a hard one.
Oh man, I'm super happy to be back on track after my last fight. I got to win a unanimous decision, and I'm piling up these unanimous decisions now. But my goal is to go in there and finish fights. If you get into some combat in the street with somebody, you don't want to leave any question where people go back to their friends like, oh, who got the better of that? You want to knock this dude out. You want everybody to know this guy's down, I'm still up. You know what I mean? So even though it was a dominant performance, I still have a lot of room to grow. I still have a lot of development of my skills to do, and I'm gonna get right back in the gym after my week of chilling and resting and enjoying a little bit of money I made, and get right back in there and get to work and get a finish.
Do you feel like you made the statement that you wanted, to kind of announce yourself into the top 10?
Yeah, absolutely. Ray Borg, I mean, like I said in the cage, that dude he's way better than what his ranking is. A number 12 ranking is very respectable, but that guy's way better than number 12. I would definitely put Ray Borg in the top 5, but myself, I'm the champion in this division. There is no Demetrius Johnson to me. There is nobody else. Justin Scoggins is the world champion, and I'm proving myself with every fight, and all there is to do now is go and get the gold belt.
Oh, it feels lovely. I feel like it's a long time coming, and just the competition is completely different. It's harder, Not really the competition, it's just the crowd itself, basically. So I'm a shy person, and I really don't like all the attention, so that gets to me more than my opponent does.
What do you think about that performance?
$50,000 sounds good.
I think I still got it. This old dog still got some fight. So, like I say, the day that I get out of bed and I just can't perform in the gym, and I don't feel confident, I will not step into the octagon and risk anything. I'm not going to go out looking like an old man. If anything, I want to still perform like I did tonight. Time will tell.
Just very happy with the performance, and especially not just as a submission, but I was able to break his jaw. So I'm impressed.
You should be.
It was just anger that the fight was over, and I wanted to continue fighting. I finally felt like, man, I'm fighting awesome, and this feels great. And I was just having fun, where, the first few rounds, it was like a filling out process. I was finally getting into the fight. Then I realized it was over, and I was like, that was what I was more angry at. It's like, damn it. Even all through the back, I started already, hitting mitts and stuff with Dwayne and with Lance. Just, man, we could have done this, could have done that. And, I finally felt like I was fighting up to my potential going to the third. I finally got comfortable, and that was more what the frustration about. And, I was in a fight, so I was just excited.
Can you give us an idea of what you were feeling in there? Because you were noticeably limping, especially in the first round. Kind of what you were feeling, and was there any thought of, I got to get out of here, this isn't going to work?
What initially happened, I was backing up, and he started going forward. And the whole initial game plan was to press him, and that's what I was doing. And he started pressing me, and he knew I was hurt. And just kind of bit down on my mouthpiece and basically tell my pin sensors to go away. And it kind of worked. There was times during the fight that I felt it, but I kind of just bit down on my mouthpiece and kind of let that go.
Were you surprised that he didn't shoot on you until late into the third round?
No, he shot on me, I think, every round. I think I just took him out of his game and made him a track star today.
How are you feeling? This gets you back on the winning side of things. How are you feeling about fighting again? How much, when would you like to fight again?
I like to fight I'm one of those heavyweights that like to fight as often as possible. I like to actually fight. It's just in my blood. I'm not a UFC athlete. I'm a UFC fighter. And it's just frustrating.
Oh, I felt good. Take nothing away from that. Stephen Thompson was just a better man tonight. What can I say? You know, he performed. I hesitated. You know, I don't hesitate usually. But again, a lot of it goes into preparation. You know, yeah, I switched camps and all these other kind of things, but no excuses. He was just a better man. You know, like I said, whenever I got my partners, whenever I closed that distance, they would bite down and they'd have to throw back. Where tonight, he didn't do that. You know, every time I got close and I landed a punch or anything, he was still circling out, trying to evade. We knew he would do some of that. I didn't think it would be to that extent, you know. And so now that I realize, all right, well, how do you beat that? You know, that's what I'm thinking right now. You know, the fight is in the past. Now I'm sitting here going, all right, the way he evaded, he was going from his southpaw, and then he would start circling to his left, and then all of a sudden he would switch to a right-handed stance. All right, how do I cut off that corner? That's how my brain's working right now. It's still not, you know, I'm still trying to figure out if somebody beats me, how do I beat them? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to see him again. And if I see him again, I want to make sure that it's not the same outcome.
After you stuffed the takedown, it seemed like you started to let your strikes go. Was stuffing the takedown something that had to happen before you really opened up?
No, he just caught me up against the cage, you know, and once I was able to get out, you know, I felt at home. I felt comfortable. And, you know, Johnny's he's strong, man. He's a strong dude. And I know if I could, you know, stuff that takedown and get back to the center, you know, I could put him away. So that's exactly what we worked on, and that's exactly what I did.